Good morning everyone and welcome back to our geography class. As you all remember correctly, we all had already started chapter number 12, that is your composition and the structure of the atmosphere, where we highlighted the different varieties of your layers that you have there in the atmosphere, and we even threw some light on your ozone layer and its depletion. So ozone is considered to be a very important component of your atmosphere. How it is depleting, that causes, we have highlighted that in our previous class. Now in my today's class, in my today's lesson, I will be talking about global warming and its impact. Okay, now what do you mean by global warming? You can turn to page number 95 there in your textbook. See, the recent studies have basically stated that your global mean temperature of the earth is rising. Okay, so when your global mean temperature of the earth is rising, this phenomena is basically termed as your global warming. So when your global mean temperature that your earth is maintaining, if that is rising, okay, that is leading to your global warming, and it is considered to be a great environmental threat. It is the result of your enhanced concentration of your greenhouse gases there in the atmosphere caused by many human activities. So your human activities, or you can say your careless or your reckless human activity, is your major cause responsible for increasing your global mean temperature, leading to your global warming. So your greenhouse gases that are basically present there in the atmosphere is increasing rapidly, and who all are responsible for increasing that greenhouse gases? It is your human beings and their careless activities. So that is your global warming. So in this chapter we will be emphasizing, if you see your syllabus also, you ought to note down not the causes of global warming, but your impacts or your effects or your consequences of your global warming. So let's deal with that. You can turn to page number 96, the last part there in that chapter, impact of your global warming. So please listen carefully. See, the atmosphere is basically being destroyed as a result of global warming. This can result in the change in the climate of the earth, because your entire climate of the earth can be impacted in a negative manner. The ecological balance can be destroyed. The environmental stability can be destroyed because of your global warming that is taking place. So global warming is considered to be a great climatic threat. Already the surface temperature of earth is on rise. The global mean temperature also on the earth has basically increased approximately, and the increase here in your mean temperature of the earth is about, let me see, 0.6 degrees centigrade. That is your increase in your temperature that is taking place in the 20th century. The average temperature of the earth may increase by 1.4 to 5.8 degrees centigrade. If at the same rate your mean temperature is going to rise by 2100, automatically the rise in your temperature is going to reach to 1.4 to 5.8 degrees centigrade from 1990 level. If the atmosphere is not protected, it can have some major drastic effect there in your earth. So your global warming is playing a primary role in order to rise the temperature of the earth. And global warming is not considered to be a boon, because it is considered to be a great environmental threat. So they are saying your temperature or your mean temperature was rising at the rate of 0.6 degrees centigrade or your Celsius. If this is not checked correctly, if this is not checked properly, what happened? By 2100, your temperature is going to rise up to 1.4 to your 5 degrees centigrade every year. By the time it reaches 2100, it's considered to be a great environmental threat. It is going to spoil the entire climatic scenario that is present here in the earth, and it's going to disbalance the ecological system. Okay, now if your global warming is taking place, if it's going to taking place, how are they impacting? What are they impacting? The first one is your rise in your sea level. Now your temperature is rising rapidly. At the same rate, your ice sheets or your glaciers are also melting, okay, rapidly. And that is increasing your sea level. As you all know, when you see the entire world, you can see different varieties of your islands are present, the coastal regions and all are present. Okay, so if your glaciers are going to melt rapidly, then what rate they should be melting at? What is happening? Your sea level is rising, and if your sea level is rising, it is very, very destructive for many regions, because many coastal region, many island, many archipelago and all are going to be submerged in water in due course of time. So rise in your sea level becomes your first primary impact of your global warming. See, over the last 100 years, because of global warming, the ice sheets or your ice reserves or your glaciers that is there, okay, has melted rapidly, increasing your sea level about 10 to 25 centimeters. So that is the rise in your sea level that is taking place. It is predicted that Okay, in the year 2100, the oceans are expected to rise between 2.5 to 6.5 feet. It has a disastrous effect on the human habitation on the sea coast, the coastal region. Okay, you take into account your port cities and all. You take into account the different varieties of your island and all. Okay, they are at threat because they are going to be submerged in water. If the sea level is rising to 2.5 to 6.5 feet, okay, there are so many regions located in the coastal region that are going to be submerged under water. So that is going to impact the human habitation that is thriving there in the coastal region. Many towns and cities could be submerged underwater, and they have predicted so many towns and cities there in the coastal region have already submerged. In due course of time, if at the same rate your global warming is going to take place, it is going to increase your sea level to a greater extent. So that will bring about the destruction of many regions that are located there in the coastal areas. Second one, the precipitation change. So different forms of precipitation is considered to be a very important climatic factor that is basically moderating your climatic scenario. But the rate at which your precipitation is received, that is also going to be impacted, okay, by the process of global warming. Let's see how. Warming of an atmosphere will considerably increase its moisture carrying capacity, and this moisture carrying capacity of your wind is one primary factor that is determining the kind of precipitation pattern there in that particular region. So if your temperature is rising there in the atmosphere, the moisture carrying capacity of your atmosphere, that is also going to be impacted, that is also going to increase. While the troposphere warms up, what happens to your stratosphere? Stratosphere cools down. This would cause widespread changes in the rainfall patterns due to your changes patterns of your air masses movement there in your stratosphere and your troposphere. Rainfall is expected, okay, to increase at the higher altitude. That means the higher altitude or the mountainous region and all. There your rainfall is comparatively more in both summers as well as in winters. And in the southern and the eastern Asia, that is in your summer season. However, winter rainfall may decrease in your lower latitude. That means at higher latitude, your rainfall is going to increase, okay, whereas at lower latitude, your rainfall is going to decrease, especially during your winter season. Now, these changes in your rainfall pattern are expected to lead to flooding in some areas, whereas some areas would be impacted by your drought situation. Both your flood and your drought are an example of a natural disaster. Flood is also bringing about destruction and your devastation. Your drought is also bringing about your destruction and your devastation on a large scale, because your drought has basically been followed by your famine, which is your scarcity of a fruit crop, and that is going to impact the population in a negative manner. So this changes in your precipitation pattern is going to bring about either flood in certain region, either your drought in your other region. So monsoon flooding is definitely expected, okay, in those regions where your great loss of life, devastation of life and property would be witnessed, especially in the states of Bangladesh and your Southeast Asian countries. So these are your negative impacts that can be associated with your global warming that is bringing about your changes there in the precipitation pattern. So I hope you people understood the second impact of your global warming. Now moving on with our third one is your radiation imbalance. See, radiation is basically received from the sunlight. Okay, now there is a balance that ought to be maintained between your radiation coming into the atmosphere and the radiation that is going out. So proper balance is maintained, and that is maintaining a proper climatic scenario here in the earth. But any change in the balance have a rapid impact on the life forms on the earth, because it will have an impact on the sensitivity, the adaptability and the vulnerability of the whole biospheric system. With increasing global warming, what happens? Many species are expected to shift slowly towards the poleward, okay, or towards the high elevated areas there in your high altitude. Since trees are very, very sensitive to temperature changes, an increase in a temperature may cause large-scale death of your trees and the replacement by your scrubbed vegetation. Many species may not be able to migrate fast enough to track the temperature, and they may disappear. So this changes, the differences there in your radiation, that is going to have a negative impact on the climatic scenario. Okay, your vegetation that was thriving there at your lower latitude now is not going to thrive there because of your radiation imbalances. So this vegetation ought to move slowly and gradually towards your polewards, where you have your good, okay, radiation that is present there, good temperature condition or your climatic scenario. But as we all know, the species, especially your trees and your plants, they are very, very sensitive. They are very, very vulnerable to any kind of changes. If they are unable to keep pace with the radiation imbalances that is taking place at a very, very high rate, what happens in due course of time? This fauna species, your plant species and your animal species in due course, because your plant species are determining your animal species that is thriving there in the region. So this radiation imbalance becomes one primary factor responsible for making your plant species first threatened, then they become endangered species, then they become your extinct species. So this is how your radiation imbalance is impacting this is how your radiation imbalance that is caused by your global warming is impacting your different forms of life that is sustaining here in your biosphere. That is your third important impact of your global warming. Now moving on to your agricultural system. If your climatic condition is changing, because see, country like India, which is an example of an agricultural country, we are dependent on Indian monsoon. We are dependent on the monsoon season in order to drive our agricultural production. But if our precipitation pattern is changing, our agricultural production too is going to be impacted in a negative manner. So agricultural production, especially for your agrarian economy, they are going to face a great economic loss because of your changes there in the climatic situation caused by your global warming. So let's see the examples here. See, climate change will bring about substantial changes there in your cereal production. Primary ones, the staple ones, are your rice and your wheat, especially in your tropical nation. Now in your tropical nation, your cereals dominate the food production or your food courses, because your staple major food crops here for your tropical countries are your rice and your wheat. They are mainstay of your agriculture. There will be more shortage of your cereals because your climatic condition is not fulfilling the climatic scenario where they can drive the growth of your cereal production. So not only cereal production, all the agriculture production is going to be impacted in a negative manner if there are changes there in your climatic situation that is caused by your global warming. Moving on to your water resources, there is a great deal of controversy over likely impact of the water resources. However, all agree that the global freshwater conditions, see, Earth is considered to be a watery planet or a blue planet. They say more than 70% of your Earth is covered by your water resources. But the water resources that they talk here are an example of your brackish water or your saline water that is present there in the ocean, which is not fit for drinking purpose. Okay, now freshwater resources are basically present there in the form of your perennial rivers. Your major form of your precipitation like your rainfall, snowfall are your primary factors that are responsible for supplying your freshwater resources. So there is an argument, there is a controversy that your freshwater resources may worsen by 2025. More due to population pressure and due to your climatic factors. That means the world is going to face acute water crisis of your freshwater resources by 2025. It is basically because of your increase there in the population, reckless utilization of your water resources by your population, depletion of your water resources, and on top of that, the climatic changes that is taking place. Your precipitation pattern that is basically been changed. Okay, all are your factors together bringing about your water crisis of your freshwater resources in the world in due course of time. And the last one is your diseases. Now, different varieties of your diseases or your health hazards that is also going to impact your common masses on a negative manner. So let's see the types of diseases that will be impacting. See, temperature and your precipitation. Now see, there are your two important factors, your climatic aspects. One is your temperature, another one is your form of precipitation. Are your two important causes or your major factors responsible for different varieties of your diseases like your malaria, your dengue, which may appear in different forms as a result of changes there in the climatic condition. So these varieties of your diseases, your airborne diseases, your waterborne diseases, that is basically being caused by your differences there in the temperature, by the differences there in your precipitation pattern. That is going to become that is going to spread on a very wide scale, impacting the health of many people that are residing here in the earth. So that also becomes your negative impact of your global warming. So these are your impacts that you ought to note down under the category of your global warming. So with this, we end chapter number 12, that is your composition and the structure of the atmosphere. Thank you.